Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm popping on for part one of my August layout shares. Yesterday I popped on with the Traveler's Notebook insert, and today I'm going to do the 8.5 by 11 layouts that I got done during the month of August. And I will get another video up sometime midweek, I guess, with the 12 by 12 layouts. I won't have that many layouts every month, that's for sure, but I did have some holiday going on in August, so I was able to get a little bit more done. So for the first, this one was actually done, if I'm honest, this one was actually done at the end of July. I looked on my camera roll and I think it said the 29th of July. Close enough to August. This one I did, I think it was based on a discussion we were having in the Mercy Tiara 27-Day Challenge Facebook group. By the way, join us there if you haven't already. I'll put a link below. About some of those favorite papers and whether they really need to be kept for that perfect photo. And here's a perfect example. This is a Pinkfresh Studio paper that I had been hoarding. Now, full disclosure, I do have two pieces of it, but I had been hoarding, waiting for something just perfect to go with this beautiful. I loved the design of this paper, the colors down the side. And then all of a sudden I said, you know what, I just got to get that paper in an album. So here's a very mundane photo. It is, however, from my sabbatical and my backpacking trip, but it's just a mundane photo of being in the middle of Warsaw and finding an IGA, which is my local grocery store here in Quebec. So I just got tickled pink about that. Went in, it was quite small. Didn't see, of course, any of the brands that we have here, but the logo was exactly it. The colors were exactly it. So I used it. And I got a few other little bits and bobs from those bowls and from some older stash. This lovely white glitter, if you saw, I was using that quite a bit actually in my my July Rediscover Your Stash kit. That is from Citrus Bliss, and some older, I think they were Simple Stories, Flatback Brads, my beloved, of course, enamel shapes and enamel dots, and a few other little bits and bobs. And I did quite a bit of layering here in the back. This next layout, this was for a fun challenge on the Secret Not Secret Kit Club group. I don't think I've shared this anywhere, but this was Christina took a very short family holiday, and Sarah from Sarah Scraps and Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life took over our Facebook group and got us to do a few challenges over those few days. And this one, I think it had to do with something a little bit naughty or cheeky or doing some silly little things. So, of course, in my case, if we're talking naughty, cheeky, but charming, we are obviously talking about Chopin, who many of you know as my scrappy buddy. So this was just a little collage of photos, how he's always everywhere on my scrap table. No matter what I'm doing, I have my little buddy next to me. I think he thinks he's a dog, actually. So right here, of course, as always, he's lying right down on my trimmer. And here, he's right here on this table, actually, when I was trying to set up the camera. And here is where he stole one of my little cheeky studio bows. So I used a beautiful collection that was gifted to me by my friend Karina in Sweden. It's a gorgeous My Mind's Eye cat collection, and it's just beautiful. The colors are great. There's the colors, of course, of the little kitties to match my kitty. Some chipboard was in the collection, even some little enamel shapes, die cuts, some heart stickers, really a 6x6, and some 12 by 12 paper. So it's just such a beautiful collection, and I'm so thankful for it. This is actually the first layout I made with that collection, so I need to just, get on with it, because I really do love this layout, and it was such a fun little challenge. And of course the journaling reads, I'll just lie on your trimmer or under your tripod and maybe steal a bow or two, but he's such a charmer. So there you go. And this is the type of thing you've seen me do a lot. When I do an 8.5 by 11 layout, I tend to do a little bit of a central design, but a little higher on the page, with a little bit of a cluster down in the corner, and sometimes just one, not a cluster, but just one little item there to bring in a diagonal and to bring it all together. The next layout I did, you will have seen when I did my share for the Mercy Tiara 27-day summer inspiration challenges. This was the challenge inspired again by my friend Karina. It was This Is Where I Live, and it's about my small town. And I mentioned in that share how this layout pretty much came together all by itself. I sort of just glued the bits and bobs. I love that when that happens. And I used mainly, for this, I used mainly my July Scrapbooking Cards Today sampler kit and a few wood buttons from a Chamel collection. Got my punches out, did a little bit of tearing and inking. So some of those fun techniques that I haven't been using in a little while. That's that one. This one is using my Secret Not Secret Kit Club March kit, and it also uses the color inspiration that I put up on the Mercy Tiara on the summer inspiration challenges. These beautiful mint and pinks or corals are just colors that I absolutely love. And right now my favorite neutral is gray. So I love that in this collection. This is from Prima Havana Club, or the Havana collection. And it's just so soft and beautiful. And Christina paired it with so many. That kit was just awesome. I'll be doing a killer kit, but I won't be having much to show you, because I think in terms of paper, I have a couple of little scraps about this big left. I use that famous bow that we saw Chopin stole before. This was a bow that I had in my stash, a little hand crocheted bow by Mélanie Lefebvre when she had her little company a couple of years back, Mimosa Embellishments. And these thickers, are these just not gorgeous? And these also came in my Secret Not Secret Kit Club March kit. So there you go. And this will be the intro page to my early years album. And then here is another, this was for our Secret Not Secret Kit Club August party. And this was a challenge issued to us by Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And it was all about names, how we got our name, how our kids got our name, how our pets got our name, something about a name. So here we go. So Chopin is featured quite heavily in my August scrapbooking. And I did share extensively about this in the Secret Not Secret Kit Club party layout share. So if you want to go back and hear the journaling and the story behind it. But needless to say, from his coloring, my first idea was Smokey, when he came into this house as a little bit of a terror, and then came to a screeching halt when I started putting some Chopin music on. Immediately his name got changed. I used some pink paisley paper here, a little bit of the Fancy Pants Designs. These are puffy word stickers that are from Fancy Pants Designs. These are some lovely flair from the Cuts to Love shop, and I've talked about it quite a bit, so I think it's about time that I put a link to her lovely shop below. And again, my enamel shapes. No layout is complete without enamel shapes or dots or sequins. And a little bit of chipboard here from Pink Fresh Studios. This one, the last 8.5 by 11 that I have to share, I have not shared anywhere. And I did it, I guess, sort of a little bit as a companion page to my early years to my early years album, sort of a little bit the same kind of design. I used the same paper here on the back from the Havana collection by Prima. This came in my Scrapbook and Cards Today June sampler. I don't really know where I was going with this one. I think I wanted it to be a companion, maybe an intro to this year's album, because I talk about 2018, or maybe to my summer album. It was just a photo I had, and I was originally going to put in my traveler's notebook with a few notes about some of the stuff that wasn't quite as much fun this summer. My mom, who is 90 years old, fell. We were also, a couple of weeks before that, we took her to the hospital for what turned out to be nothing, but a few of those little journaling things. But anyway, it just turns out to be this. And you know what? I kind of love it. It's just an artsy page. It's a page that I felt like doing. I used my Secret Not Secret Kit Club March kit. This is a Vicki Boutin paper, and it's the one and only Vicki Boutin paper I've had so far, although my September kit will be based entirely on her Field Notes collection, so I'm anxious for that. A lovely doily that came in the kit. As I mentioned, another piece of this beautiful Prima paper. A few of the stickers from the Prima Havana collection. They're very lovely, soft, and pastel-y. So, and these just sort of went a little bit with what I was trying to say. Embrace the journey, everyday, crafty girl. The thickers again from the kit. This rubber piece is from a Dear Lizzie collection, and I've had it in those famous bowls of mine for a while, and the color was just such a perfect match. So, hello 2018 seemed like an appropriate title. Sequins, of course, from Spiegelbaum Scraps. These little resin pieces are very old Stampin' Up! Pieces, and a wood button from Chevelle. I think that finished off. I just really wanted to get that one used because it finished off that entire sheet. And this was an old Studio Calico geotag. So for like everyday here and now. A nice little banner with the other side of this beautiful paper. I still have a little side piece of this left, I think, maybe. So we might still have a layout that I can get done with that kit. So there you have it. Those are my 8.5 by 11 layouts in August. I will be back later in the week with my 12 by 12 layouts. I'm going to try and keep to a schedule if I possibly can. I'm going to try and post on Thursdays and Sundays. Let me know in the comments below if you prefer a schedule and knowing to look for a video from me on very specific days, or if you don't mind me just popping in whenever I have a chance. And I would also like your ideas on this layout and a couple of others that I have here in the 12 by 12. Pretty much got me to be finishing up the Polish album, and also I think the Portugal album of that famous backpacking one-year sabbatical trip I took. Leave me a note in the comments below if you would like to see an album share of any of those, bearing in mind that many of these albums were completed over several years, not months, but several years. So there will be all sorts of different styles, collections maybe that don't exist anymore. But if you're interested in seeing the actual albums, please leave me a comment below, and I will see you later in the week. Ta-ta for now. Bye.